Hey guys, welcome to my latest and unfortunately last episode of the Wilton Report. This is my final episode for 2024. So without further ado, let's jump into it. As always, a couple of save the dates, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but these are for 2025, and I'm incredibly excited that we are finishing 2024 off on an incredibly high note, both personally, professionally, as a team with the Wilton Group, and as a company here at Princeton Realty. And I can speak certainly for myself, and I'm sure for everyone else when I say we're incredibly excited about what's to come for 2025. So, a couple of save the dates. We have our Princeton Market Seminar. Now, for those of you who have not yet attended one, this is a high-level research presentation hosted by Josh Wilton, and sometimes we'll bring in guests, but he dives incredibly deep into the Princeton market and the surrounding towns, and he breaks them down in one of the most granular levels that you will hear anywhere. I mean, we have repeat customers coming back just to kind of track the market, but this is great for anybody who's thinking about selling their home in 2025, or you're thinking about buying and you want to understand the market a little bit better. That's going to be January 25th at 10:15 a.m. Text me at 609-203-9910. I will make sure to register you. Another save the date, a tax appeal seminar. This is February 22nd. We're talking 1031 exchanges, how to save on your taxes. If you're a real estate professional, it's crazy. You know, you really truly have superpowers. But this is great for landlords, investors, or just people who are genuinely curious about taxes. And again, 609-203-9910. I recommend this to everyone because at the end of the day, who wants to pay more money than they have to, right? I mean, it's a no-brainer. So text me. I'll make sure that you get registered. And I look forward to seeing you guys there. All right, Princeton Market Snapshot. This is for today, 12/20/24. One word to describe the market, I would say it's abysmal. I mean, total inventory, and this is across all price points, all properties. There are 40 properties total and only 32 single-family homes. That's insane. Josh is predicting that it will reach the teens. But out of that 40 properties, we have 6 total that are priced under $1 million and only 4 single-family homes. And let me tell you, out of those 4 single-family homes, one of them is likely livable. It's move-in ready. All of the others have tremendous issues and they're just going to be difficult properties to sell, so they'll likely be there for a while. So really, one home priced under $1 million. That's just insane. Jumping into what has become a really sweet spot here in the Princeton market, the 1 million to 1.99, so just under 2 million. We've got 11 total properties. This is across all styles, all homes, and then we have 6 single-family homes. Now again, those 6 are kind of stale. They've been on the market for a little while. And from 2 million and on, we have 23 homes total with 21 single-family properties. That's insane. That is 54+% of the market sitting in the $2+ million price segment. So, you know, if you are looking for anything under $1 million, it's a dogfight. Great for sellers, quite frankly, but it's a dogfight for buyers. And if you're buying in the $2 million plus market, you might get some deals. There might be some really interesting ways for you to kind of negotiate just a good buy and a good find because we have an excess amount of inventory in that price point currently. As always, my favorite part, we're going to jump into my favorite active listings of the week. First, One Markham, apartment 2B. This is priced at $795. It is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo at just over 1,300 square feet. It is in an elevator building with a heated underground garage. Now, One Markham 2B is in town. It's one of the only apartments like it. There's not many other condos of its kind or even comparable. I mean, you've got some in Palmer Square. You've got some in Victoria Mews, but again, this is probably the most affordable condo on the market. Now, it does need some work, but I think it's a tremendous buy currently. And I will say this is not my listing. None of our featured listings are mine personally, just ones that I think are awesome and available for sale. And I'd be happy to share more information with you guys. Second, on the complete opposite of the end of the spectrum is 24 Littlebrook Road. This is a brand new construction build. It is priced at $4.35 million. It's 6 bedrooms, 6 baths, and over 6,000 square feet. This is truly an impeccable home. The quality, the craftsmanship, the design, it's all there. It is truly phenomenal. Again, this is not my listing. This is just one that I absolutely love. And I'd be happy to share more information if either of these are interesting to you, or of interest to you, rather. And then here is what I'm calling the best buy of the week. This is a Queenston Realty listing. This is Ingela's listing, 21 Grover Ave. It's priced at $799, 3 bedroom, 1 bath, just over 1,400 square feet. It's an incredible Cape Cod. It is move-in ready. You can extend, you can add on and build a bigger home, and you can add an ADU. So if that's something that you'd like to learn more about, message me, 609-203-9910. I'd be happy to share more information on this property or any of the homes that I just shared with you. Now, something new, and I'm going to be doing this as we move forward throughout the episodes. Each week or each month, every episode, I will be featuring a business here in Princeton, a business that means something to me or something to the community. And this episode's local business spotlight is Small World Coffee. They're an incredible local brand. The story behind how they got started is really awesome. It's locally owned. There's 2 locations. You've got one on Nassau Street. That's my go-to. If you go there, you'll probably see me at least once a day. And then there's one on Witherspoon. Both are amazing. The coffee is phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, they keep Princeton going because there's great coffee, great snacks. So check them out and go take a look at Small World Coffee. All right. So this episode, we're going to talk about the different neighborhoods here in Princeton, New Jersey, because there's a couple of different ones. And whether you're buying in Princeton or selling out of Princeton, each one of these neighborhoods has something special to offer, and they're all different, and there's all different, pluses and things to love about each one. So I thought it would be a great way to kind of talk about the different areas. So we've got the first neighborhood. Really, it's downtown Princeton. This is centered around Nassau Street and Witherspoon. You have all of the shops and businesses that are here in Princeton. You're right next to Princeton University. Now, there's not a ton of properties. You will find condos and apartments. There are some townhouses. You've got the Palmer Square residences. It's important to note that buying in the heart of downtown Princeton is very much like buying in a city. Both in the fact that you're going to have smaller places to live and you're going to be paying an extreme premium for the price per square foot because it's in the center of everything and they're incredibly sought after and desirable. Next, making our way, kind of sticking into town, but making our way out a little bit into what is more of a neighborhood, and personally one of my favorite neighborhoods in Princeton, you have the Tree Streets. Now, the Tree Streets are a series of streets named after trees. You guessed it. You've got linden, chestnut, spruce, maple, walnut, just to name a few. And, these neighborhoods are incredibly sought after because they're close to Princeton University. They are truly a walking and commutable, easy to get around neighborhood. Homes are going to be very unique, all different kind of styles and unique features. Lot size, they're going to be closer together, kind of tight. You get that city feel, but they're absolutely beautiful homes and they're incredibly sought after due to the proximity to town, to schools, to the Princeton University. And truly, some of my favorite homes are in the Tree Streets. I absolutely love that area. Next, now this is an interesting one. This is the Witherspoon-Jackson District. Now, Josh has talked about this on several previous episodes, and he's got a lot to say. So we will link those episodes below because I think it's incredibly important to understand what's going on in that neighborhood. But it is technically Princeton's only historic district. Now, this neighborhood, again, is very close to downtown. It is incredibly walkable. It is undergoing and has undergone a lot of revitalization, but there's been a cap to kind of the growth and the development because Princeton labeled it a historic district. And that's really prevented homeowners from being able to easily renovate and update their homes in the same manner that you would be able to do in Little Brook or other parts of Princeton. And so Josh has a lot to say about it. I think it's very important. It's kind of modern day redlining, as he likes to call it. And like I said, we'll link that episode below. Definitely take a look at what Josh has to say and watch that episode. Now, Jugtown. This is a neighborhood. I'm actually sitting in Jugtown. So it's really the intersection of Nassau Street and Harrison Street. And it's one of Princeton's oldest neighborhoods. And it is super cute. It's really kind of it's close to Princeton University. It's close to the shopping center, easy to get in and out of town. Jugtown is really an awesome little neighborhood that not many people really know about. Jugtown is also very close to a neighborhood that everybody knows about, which is Riverside. Now, Riverside is incredibly desirable. It's on the eastern part of Princeton, and it's known for its beautiful properties, its tree-lined streets, of its proximity to Carnegie Lake, and then, of course, Princeton University. And it's got a great elementary school. People love Riverside. It's certainly one of my favorites as well. Next to that, you've got Little Brook. Now, Little Brook is really, it's kind of a little more quiet, and it's just family friendly. You know, it's a lot of spaces. Parts of Little Brook are kind of on that outer edge of what would be considered walkable, but depending on where you are in Little Brook, you can certainly get to the shopping center or get downtown. Again, beautiful homes, all sorts of different styles and lot sizes. And in fact, something that's interesting, there is another historic neighborhood in Little Brook. And in that little community, it's got some historic overlays that prevent homeowners from being able to change the style of the houses. It's just a small little pocket in town, but something that not many people know about. We've got these really cool, unique, mid-century modern homes in that community. But I love Little Brook. Awesome. And then you have the western section. Now, the western section is known for its more historic homes, large lots. It has always been very prestigious. These very beautiful estates, big homes, close to town. The western section has always been very sought after, and rightfully so. It's absolutely stunning. And there's just some beautiful, classic historical homes in the western section. Another neighborhood that is starting to gain incredible amounts of popularity and that I just love is the Hun neighborhood. Now, the Hun neighborhood, like the name suggests, is near the Hun School. Now, this area kind of has a mix of architecture. So you've got some very grand old homes. You've got updated, some more modern houses. You've got beautiful estates throughout the Russell Estates. And, you know, all of these are, depending on where you are, walkable to downtown because there's a sidewalk in and out, easy access to 206. You've got everything that, all of the amenities of downtown while still being kind of tucked out of town. And I think for a while, people overlooked this area. But quite frankly, to me, this is classic Princeton, classic charm, elegant homes. I absolutely love the Hun neighborhood. Now, the Ridge, Princeton Ridge. This is the northern part of Princeton. And typically when I think of Princeton's Ridge, I think of privacy. I feel like I'm in the mountains. You are set up a little bit higher on a ridge. And you just have beautiful, serene, picturesque properties with lots of trees. And you just, quite frankly, you do not feel like you are in Princeton. The Ridge is not a walkable area. So if you're living in the Ridge, you will be driving. You'll be, hauling the kids around. But I also think you kind of get a little more house out there, and I absolutely love it. Next up, we've got the Institute area. Now, the Institute is, again, similar to the Hunt neighborhood. It is right around the Institute for Advanced Study. And this is a beautiful neighborhood that, again, has a lot of historic charm and just beautiful homes and an incredible setting. A little bit further out, although depending on where you are, you could walk to town. You can walk to the university, but we're starting to get a little bit further out. But again, it's just an absolutely beautiful area and actually one of my favorite lesser known neighborhoods in Princeton. So now that I've named most of the neighborhoods, and there's still a few that I haven't named in here, but I picked all of my favorites. I think it's important to understand how your neighborhood kind of in theory stacks up from a price perspective against others. Because at the end of the day, whether you're selling your home, and it matters less if you're selling, more if you're buying, but you need to know, does your neighborhood sell at a higher premium or a lower premium than the others? And there's a lot of important factors like historic overlays that might prevent you from tearing your house down and building a new one or adding on a 1,000 square foot addition. So these are all things that you need to know, and you need to know whether or not you can build an ADU as well. So all of this is stuff that I can help share more information with you. If you'd like to know more about it, message me, let's reach out, and I'm happy to talk about it. With the neighborhood comes the absorption rate. We've talked a lot about the absorption rate. Josh has gone on about this in just about every episode because it is one of the most important indicators that we use when judging the pace of the market. Now, this is an indicator that tells you what market you are either selling out of or buying into. So as we've said before, north of 6 months, you're going to be in a buyer's market. Under 5 months, you're in a seller's market. If you're close to a month, you're basically in an extreme seller's market. Now, this is interesting. So Princeton as a whole, with 41 homes for sale, is at 2.9 months of inventory. So that is a 2.9% absorption rate. So we are still, as a whole, even with all of the hard inventory and the stale inventory that's been sitting, in an extreme seller's market. Now, when you look at Princeton single-family homes in the $1.5 million market, you have 9 active, with 9 active or 5 active under contract or pending. That's a 1.8% absorption rate. That's an extreme seller's market. So again, that is great for sellers. The market is appreciating and it is a seller's market, but that is a little more complicated and a little more difficult for buyers. We'll kind of jump through this. At Princeton, 1.5 to 2.5, which is a real sweet spot currently. You have 6 active homes for sale, 6 active and under contract or pending for a 1-month absorption rate. So really, as you scroll through these homes, you could see that with everything, all for the exception of $2.5 million plus, you are in an extreme seller's market, and you have to understand how that applies to your bid process or your pricing if you're thinking about selling or, of course, buying. Here is how you can tell. If you look at this graph, you can see anything at a 1 or 1.5 to 2.5 is high supply and incredible demand. So you're at 20 to 25% appreciation year over year if these trends continue. So again, this is one of the key indicators that we use when either helping you understand what to list your home for sale or what to bid to, because it's incredibly important to understand where the home is going to sell. It's not the list price, as we've said plenty of times before. Now, again, you take into the lot, you take into square footage, price per square foot, the absorption rate, all of these different factors that I have here. A lot's highest and best use, and then we'll sit down and tell you exactly what number you should be bidding to or what number you should be listing your price for, your home for sale. Quick little Princeton recap. So year to date, now this is third quarter transactions, so this is not fully up to date yet. We'll have that next year, but 2024, there was 175 closed listings for a total volume amount of $260 million. So that's incredibly, that's certainly up from 2019. On average, Now, again, this is up through September, so third quarter data. Average sales price in Princeton across all styles, $1.528 million. The median across all styles was $1.35 million. And the average single family price for a home in Princeton was $1.74 million. So that is really, truly astounding and really quite expensive. But there's just no inventory and we need more homes. Here you can see under $1 million, the list to sale price ratio is 106.8% of the list price. You see here, you've got the 1 million to the 1.9 is 106.6% of the list price. So again, list price and sale price are certainly not the same. It is important to understand the market. It is important to understand how to strategically put a bid together or strategically list your home for sale. Guys, as always, I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for tuning in and watching these. If you like the information that I shared, subscribe, like, comment, share it with a friend. If you know somebody who's looking for a house here in Princeton or any of the surrounding towns, share this because it's incredibly helpful information. And as always, feel free to reach out to myself at 609-203-9910. We'll sit down with myself, Josh, our team, and we'll help you accomplish your real estate goals in 2025. I look forward to seeing you next year. I hope everybody has a happy holiday and a happy new year, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.